1. Okay, everybody, welcome back. We are going to be going back to RuffledBricks now, who is going to be running a day in the life. A quick change to the commentator position. Unfortunately, we've had a technical issue in getting Angel Interceptor to join us. So we are pleased to welcome back Tiny Tim, who will be doing the co-commentating for this run. RuffledBricks, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Tim, for stepping in at the last minute there, and welcome to this Cult ZX Spectrum classic, A Day in the Life, which is basically about the ZX Spectrum creator himself, Sir Clive Sinclair. We're going to be guiding his head around the smorgasbord of London townscapes that you can see before us in this title sequence. And let me I've accidentally started too quickly there. So here is the title screen. Bask in all of its option showing glory. And I will be starting the run in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so thank you very much. So this is the head of Clive Sinclair, as you can see, and this is his house. We are going to be picking up his coat so he can leave for the day, avoiding his doggo and his very angry TV, and then we are going to get the key from the attic, and that bug at the top there is actually the attic bug, which, Tim, do you want to explain what that is a reference to?
Indeed, that's a reference to the infamous attic bug in Jet Set Willy, which came out about a year before this game. Another well-known Spectrum title. And this game's got a lot of sort of Spectrum, obviously, Spectrum in references.
Yes, absolutely. So we're following Clive around, as the game title suggests, a day in his life. It's a very special day, actually, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Firstly, he needs to get some money out of the cash point here. This is the first level of the game that actually contains RNGs. These 3 cyan guards on the left here, they basically just bounce off things and go in random directions. And it doesn't help that you've also got these commuters as well, these fellas with the hats and the bags. Those don't actually kill you if they touch you, but what they do is they just deflect the guards around, like so. And I'm trying to catch my train here, but this is a particularly nasty ambush that I've experienced here. But this is entirely RNG, so there's not a huge amount I can do about it. But we've got a clear run here, I think. Yes, there we go. Okay, managed to get away from that awful level. And
Commuter RNG was a pain there.
Yes, do you know what? It's been bad for me for the last 2 months, so I'm just used to it at this point. This train station we've stopped at here is a bit more chill. Clive's just jumped off the train in order to get a copy of his favourite paper, the FT, which stands for whatever you want it to. And all of the guards in this level are on completely fixed cycles. So unlike the last level, we can do this level pretty consistently. Just need to wait for this dude to get out of the way, and then the train will move beyond what looks to be like flames, but it's not. It's just some sort of weird paraphernalia in the train station. Yeah, and there we are. And this is the first sort of townscape of the game, for want of a better term. There's 3 different locations that you have to go into in it, but it's not an open world game, so you have to go into them in a fixed order. And we're starting with this pub called the Groovy Bell. Now this bartender, this head down here, this guy is very RNG heavy. However, the self-toasting pints are not, so those move on a fixed cycle, and there's a couple of little moments where we can get past them like that. So there we are. And so now we're going to head over to Carlo's for probably one of the most ambitious strats in the game, what I like to call Carlo's skip. We have to get this right very quickly off the bat here, so let's see if I manage it. Oh, not quite. Unfortunately, got snagged on the yellow thing. So I'm going to take a slightly more safe cycle on my second attempt here, and you'll see the difference quite pointedly. So as you can see, we have to wait behind this red drink here in order to be able to sneak past the stuff. The quicker cycle that I was aiming for would have circumvented that entirely, but but sadly we failed it. And we only have a very limited selection of lives in this game. As Tiny Tim, I'm sure, will vouch for, this is a particularly difficult game from a period of particularly difficult Spectrum games.
It's got that sequence there is not easy. The most of this game is not easy, but that sequence there is particularly difficult. And yeah, the limited lives really does put you under a lot of pressure when you're running this game.
Yeah, only 5 lives, or men as it's called in the game lore. So you have to be very careful with what you do. You'll notice that this is the first level with Carlos, by the way, with seekers. These waiters here moving directly towards Clive at all times, but fortunately there we've managed to avoid them. And here we go into the bank. And this is a very peculiar part of the plot of Clive's day. So having had a few drinks, Clive is... Oh, dearie me.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so again, those guards, very RNG heavy and very fast as well. So it's a bit tough to sneak into the bank vault, as it should be in any good bank. But nearly lost another life there. These guards are not giving me what I want. Fortunately, we've got a fair amount of time before we're going to die on this level. But this is really, really bad guard RNG. There we are. So yeah, so the plot here of the game, because we're mashing through the text boxes before each level, so it's a bit hard to see, but Clive basically gets rather impatient with the speed of the service, although looking at those guards in the previous level I can't understand why. So what he does is he actually sneaks into the vault of the bank in order to get some money out himself. How do you feel about that behaviour, Tim?
Well, it's not really becoming of a sir to be, really, is it? But, you would think that he was a little more law-abiding than that, but you could understand it. I mean, he's getting harassed and chased by all these guards and all. This bit here is particularly nasty because you notice the gate was coming down there. Now these guards are loose here as well.
Yes, so you can see they're trapped. I managed to trap them by moving perfectly sort of horizontally there, and then you hit that switch in the middle left there, which actually places a pound note in front of the guards, because as we all know, people who work in banks are allergic to money. And then we hit the switch in the top left there, and then just sneak out of the bank in what is probably the slowest bank escape I've ever seen. And that concludes this section of the this part of London. So we're now going to head into the tube in order to move on to the next section. Now this train station here, or this tube station rather, the first half of it, everything below the yellow wall, is on a fixed cycle, so these guards are not too difficult to get past. We have to go behind the ticket machine there to actually get to the barrier, because that middle guard there, the one going up and down, actually you cannot pass him. And then this bit above here is RNG. That guard just below us there moves in random patterns, as do these commuters, who do their best to actually block you from going into the train station. But we've managed to get past them relatively quickly, and we go into the first of 2 levels that are described in the text boxes before them as nasty tube stations. This one's not too nasty, actually. You've got a seeker. As you can see, this cyan dude here is very much out to get Clive for whatever reasons, possibly for robbing a bank. That would be fairly good behaviour on his part, I think. But there we are. We've got the briefcase, which for some reason you have to collect from below. And we've managed to get onto the train. This next tube station, however, is much nastier, and I'm going to let Tim explain this one as much as he can while I try and circumvent this one.
Yeah, this one's particularly challenging. The major difficulty you're going to see here is you're being pursued by this cyan seeker. You've got to go down here and grab your goods from the shop, and then he gets hungry and has to go to the burger bar. And this is the particularly difficult bit, because it's this guard here, the interaction with that guard, managed to get into the burger bar without any bother. Now we have to wait for the seeker, and then we can rush past. That was very, very solid indeed. And
Thank you very much.
You have to just wait just now. This guy,
he's taken a while, but here we are. We've got our window, and
there he goes. Boom. That was great. First
try. That doesn't happen very often.
Very tricky level and very well executed there.
Thank you so much. And we're on to the second of the 2 townscapes in this game. Once again, we have to go into the shops in a fixed order, and we're going to start with the barber shops in the bottom left, because as you'll notice, Clive is looking a little bit scruffy. This is a special day, so we want him to look at his best. And Tim, could you explain what those vehicles were outside the shops there?
Yeah, they are the celebrated, and I use the word in quotes, C5 motorised bike that Sir Clive Sinclair, as he was at the time, came up with. And, well, yeah, you've probably never heard of them, but most people haven't.
Yeah, it was basically like the Elon Musk of his time. But here we go in the barbershop. You'll notice the barbershop layout is side-on view. It's one of 3 levels in the game which is side-on as opposed to bird's eye. So this does mean that we are at the mercy of a little bit of gravity in this level. Nothing too heavy. And here we are. We've got the barber's tools for him because for some reason Clive goes for lazy barber. Got into the chair and there we are. Clive has had a makeover. And now he looks exactly like the hairdresser, which he's not too happy about. So the next part of the plot of this game... Yes, this is where he goes into the chemist in order to get some hair restorer. And the chemist, once again, Clive has gone into a section of the chemist that he probably shouldn't be in. This is the laboratory. But Clive just has a face that opens any door, it seems. So, and we've got a very... you'll notice the movements I did there. I actually waited at the beginning because that Seeker, if you wait rather than just going straight ahead there, then his interaction with the other enemies in that level is actually fairly mild and you can get past them pretty easily. So, Tim, do you want to explain what the lyrics were that we just sped past on that particular text box there as we go into the department store? Or
I'm honestly didn't see them, to be honest.
do you not? Oh, it's the lyrics to "Are You Being Served?" The
right.
the 70s department store sitcom.
Sorry. Yeah,
That's
no, I
all
know
right.
that. I knew this was the department store, but I didn't. I never got this far in the game, believe it or not. So
Yes. So you mentioned.
I've still never finished this game, unfortunately.
You will.
But it is
Tim.
on my list.
You
it's
will.
on my list of running it, actually.
And now we are in a bit of an unfortunate position here because you notice this shopper here has gotten in the way of the spider. Because, of course, there's always one spider in the department store, isn't there? No one's ever spotless. And I think we might be in a bit of trouble here. This happened to me very recently where a shopper just got... Okay, I'm going to take a death there, to be honest with you, because we're not getting out of that anytime soon. And these levels actually do have a time limit. And if you wait too long, Clive will turn cyan when the time is very... near to its end, and then he'll just flat out die if you wait a little bit longer. So yeah, let's hope for better shopper RNG on this one, and it's looking a little bit better. They've decided to go down to the second floor this time, meaning we've got a very clear run at the top to get Clive his smart shoes. Very, very tight there, that bit. That was a little bit scary. And oh no, I should not have gone for that skip.
It's tight.
We are okay, so this might be a game over, gang. This might be the extremely beyond clutch run that you were all looking for. It'll be fine. We'll see. We'll see.
Fine. At this level, this whole game, just to talk a wee bit here, well, RuffledBricks concentrates. This whole game is incredibly difficult, as we said earlier on. There's a lot of RNG involved here. I mean, that thing with the shopper did happen in practice, but it's just one of those things. I mean, this game is, being honest, probably not particularly marathon safe. It is definitely a challenge to even get a run completed. And several of the games I run are similar, so I know exactly what it's like. And it is difficult, perhaps, to concentrate, but we'll get there. We'll get there. He's making his way. Ooh, there we go. Get past the shoes.
Shoes should be fine now because there's no shoppers in the way, so we're
There
good.
you go. Look at that.
Not sure.
Perfect.
Not sure how I'm going to do the taxi run now though, because I usually do a very quick cycle on that, but I do not feel safe for that. Okay, we'll hide in the chemist's door to start with and see if that helps. And then I can't really remember what the cycles on the guards do after this point. So there we go. Okay, cool. We got it.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
And these commuters here and the taxi rank just get in the way, basically. So we're going to have to try and bully them into actually going and getting their own taxis. So here we go. Just attacking them with Clive's ferocious chin, and there they are. They've all got their taxis, and so has Clive. And the taxi has taken him to Buckingham Palace, of all places, because turns out this game is actually set on the day that he got his knighthood. No one told the Queen about his adventures in the bank, fortunately. But yeah, so again, I'm taking a slower cycle on this level. There is a quite tricky cycle, but actually I'm going to let Tim just chat for a bit because I am terrified now.
Yeah, no worries, you just go for it. I will talk from here. So basically, as you can see, there's a lot going on here. It's just cycles, just taking your time. Now, one thing RuffledBricks did mention earlier, unfortunately, each level is timed. So you can't sit there and wait for optimal RNG. You do have to get on with it, even though we're obviously trying to go as fast as possible. Now we're into the final screen now. This is pretty tricky here. There's a couple of little bits here that are challenging. You've got a lot of RNG. Before you get knighted, you have to go and grab your bow tie. So what we're having to do here is just wait for these guards and those boots at the top as well. And it's unfortunately here where you have to hope that RNG is favourable to get the cycle on that. That's not quite right. Hopefully this guy will get out of the way. No, he's being a bit recalcitrant here, unfortunately. There we go. That's good.
No, I can't. The boots are coming back, so I'm going to have to wait again.
Boots were in the wrong position there.
These boots were made for stalling.
Yep, they're definitely doing that at the moment. And then that blue guy isn't helping.
Okay, this looks like a good window.
This looks okay. Yep. So you zip down here, grab the bow tie. You'll be able to hopefully get back out again quickly. The blue guy behaves.
Oh, no.
Got to be careful now that he gets out the way before the boots get there. Yeah, well done. It's good. Okay, there's a lot involved with that one. This is tricky too. We're running out of time, but we're cool.
Oh.
And unfortunately, got the death on the end there.
So unfortunately, Sir Clive Sinclair did not get knighted on this occasion. But he came within a hair's breadth, and that is more than most of us will ever manage in our lifetime. So, yes. Apologies, Speedrun Gang. We did not quite get to see the end of that particular speedrun, but thank you so much for joining. And Tim, thank you so much for your wonderful commentary.
I didn't do a lot. I was just there for moral support, really. But that was honestly, I know that was stressful, but that was a fantastic run. It really showcased the game. It showed how evil it can be. Certainly,
we got to see all of the levels at the very least.
It's very, very good. Well done. Fantastic performance.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yes, thank you so much, RuffledBricks, for showing this game again. Another mind bender game. These seem to be your specialty in this marathon, and thank you very much, Tiny Tim, for jumping in and commentating for us as well.
Yes, absolutely. And also, if you want to see more mind-bending speedruns, then please do feel free to check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/RuffledBricks, and keep supporting this speedrun. It's a fantastic cause, and I absolutely love it. Every time I've been here, really enjoyed it. So yeah, keep on pledging.
Thank you so much, RuffledBricks and Tiny Tim. We are going to go to a short intermission, and we will be back after these short messages with Hades being run by Big Pot of Jam. So we'll see you on the other side.